July 22nd, 2005, 10:34 p.m., 10:41 p.m. The day two very unique-minded individuals were born. Right now, you're looking at the very first picture of me and my sister. But you might think to yourself, but why aren't they wearing pink? But our story is very unique. The day my mom went for her ultrasound to know the gender of her babies, she was told that she's having boys. My parents were so excited about this news. They even named us Ryan and Brian. But on this very day, they're surprised with two baby girls. I've always thought of myself as a blessed individual. After all, unlike most people, I have a twin sister. When I tell people I have a twin sister, the first question is usually, are you identical? And the second is, do you like it? I really don't know how to answer that because I don't know what it's like not to be a twin. Growing up, I responded to two names, Tanaka and Tamutenda. I'm Tanaka, and my sister is Tamutenda. And funny enough, we're fraternal twins. For those who don't know what that means, we basically look nothing alike. But here's a funny bit about being fraternal twins. Whenever we meet people for the first time, and they don't know that we're twins, they always seem to get our names right. But the minute they know that we're twins, they can never seem to get our names right, especially teachers. Whenever we sit in class together and a teacher wants to ask me a question, they usually take a really long pause to think of the right name to call out. But it's always the wrong name. Growing older, I became frustrated with a constant confusion. I'm not Tamu, I'm Tanaka, a unique individual. However, twins are the most vastly misunderstood peoples. Cautiously and uncautiously, most of you have thought, because I like it, she must like it too. Twins aren't just clones, but rather have a strong sense of individual identity. I personally have a strong sense of individual identity because I had to purposely build myself the way I am. It's not something that came naturally because society will always assume our collectiveness. As twins, we grow up with collective identities, and as twins, we face different barriers to fully become who we are, whether it be expectations in families and schools. Our paths to become individuals is simply different. But how do we even become our most authentic and individual selves? From a nature perspective, we share 50% of our genes. From a nurture perspective, we grew up in the same household, same friends, same siblings. In all accounts, we're supposed to look and act the same way, but we don't. Turning into our extraordinary selves is much more than following a sequence of letters in a gene. It's about life experiences. Every moment that me and my sister didn't share in common has transformed us. I liked to play the guitar, but she didn't. She had friends that she liked, but I didn't. These differences accumulate over time, and as we grew older and more unique, our life experiences continue to contrast in many numerous aspects of our lives. In order to become our most authentic and individual selves, we must accept that people change, we change, and circumstances change. I vividly remember being in year 9 and knowing exactly what I wanted to become, a doctor, but that changed. In year 10, I wanted to study cosmetology and fashion design. In year 11, I wanted to study genetic engineering, and now I want to study behavioral neuroscience. I later realized that many of my dreams and aspirations were not meant for me, and I had to be okay with defying the expectations I had for myself. And I quote, "Progress is impossible without change. Those who cannot change their mind cannot change anything." George Bernard Shaw. Being a teenager, conformity is at its peak. There's more pressure to do what's right and what's cool. And as teenagers, we do things to ensure that we're accepted by people in their groups and to keep being authenticated by individuals around them. Peer pressure. No one can hear these two words and not feel bad in some type of way. Truth magazine stated that 90% of teenagers experience peer pressure and 88% admit into falling into peer pressure. Peer pressure has led into defining beauty standards for teenagers. We've all seen how men and women are portrayed in the media and how beauty standards have been set for both men and women. We've seen the kind of people that are shown on advertisements, films, TV shows, and now news channels share certain features in common. They've decided that these features are eligible for attention and fame. When we talk about beauty, we talk about the 90, 60, 90 body. Long legs, perfect skin. But guess what? People have flaws, and it's normal. Shouldn't blame yourself for the acne, the gap between your teeth, or any feature that makes you special and unique. As teenagers, we tend to idolize celebrities and try to be like them. You need to understand that everything you see is not true. Such idolizations lead to negative self-perceptions. You need to value yourself. Have a high body appreciation. Think beyond the stereotypes. As teenagers, we tend to idolize these celebrities, but you need to realize that your body does not deserve the torture through the harsh diets and intense workouts. Relax, acknowledge. This is a first step towards accepting yourself and true self-love. Therefore, I always remind myself that there are 7.6 billion people on this planet, and yet there's only one me. There's only one person who thinks the way I think. There's only one person who looks the way I look. And still, most of us tend to conform to the patterns of others because we believe we're not good enough. Some of us even go to the extent of imitating those we feel are unique. However, continuously comparing ourselves to others will never make us feel fulfilled or be at peace with ourselves. Being an individual is more gratifying than being the same. You've probably heard of the old saying, if a tree falls in a forest and nobody's around to hear it, does it make a sound? Then likewise, if you know what makes you unique and you're afraid to show it, does it make an impact? Thank you.